family claims Fort Hood Housing is to blame for years of mental and physical health challenges.
Now the family is about to head to court, where they are hopeful for a settlement while also bringing greater attention to their situation and so many others. News 10's Madison Herbert talked with the Kelly family 3 years ago when they first joined the lawsuit. Tonight, she has an update.
It was 2019 when John Kelly was relocated to Fort Hood. With his wife and young daughter, they set off for Texas. John was hopeful and ready to serve. Those hopes quickly diminished upon arriving to their on-post housing.
When we moved in, things just started happening. We got sick immediately. My daughter pulled up a rug and exposed asbestos under the rug.
They said they discovered mold in places where mold shouldn't be, making complaints about their findings.
Everything, all the furniture, looking behind in the closets. I went in the HVAC closet and it was just caked in mold.
The lawsuit states that the family placed 5 work orders, which were largely ignored, continuing by saying it took Lily alerting a 3-star general's wife about their situation before housing would respond to their complaints. That's when Lily says a crew came out to run air tests, where a high level of mycotoxins, a toxic byproduct of mold and fungi, were found in the master bathroom, bedroom, and HVAC return wall, as shown in these test results here.
That meant that all these spores were blowing through the entirety of the house.
Regarding the asbestos under the rug, Lily says she was told to leave it alone and it wouldn't be a problem, which is also detailed in the lawsuit. They say they were then moved to another house. The lawsuit stating Fort Hood Family Housing prompted remediation of the home after the results from the air test. The Kellys say the second house was just as bad as the first one.
We couldn't bring anything with us because it was toxic. But we moved right into another toxic house. The mattresses were covered in blood. They had some type of bug in them. All the silverware was caked in food. There was just mold growing on pretty much everything.
And then they moved again, this time off post altogether. They say for their health and sanity. They lived on post for less than a year. The lawsuit states that the parent company of Fort Hood Housing, Lend-Lease, now known as Sentinel, was responsible for bringing their items from post to their new house in Coppers Cove, where workers assured the Kellys everything was clean and remediated. But when they started to unpack their boxes,
John's dress blues were caked in mold. The one thing that, he's supposed to be proud of.
Lily says it was after them moving off post that she got an MRI of her brain where demyelination was found. Shown here on this medical report Lily sent me. Demyelination is when the protective coating around your nerves get damaged. Demyelination can be caused by a number of things, including autoimmune disorders, infections, trauma, or toxins, according to the Cleveland Clinic. She says she can take medication and rehab therapy, but it can't be reversed. And then Lily got pregnant with twins. One of her twins was in the NICU with RSV as a preemie, and when they finally got to bring her home,
I started getting her dressed and I went through, my older daughter's clothes because I thought it was safe. I thought it was okay. And I had pulled out a dress to put her in and I didn't see the mold on it. I didn't see the mold on it, and that almost killed her. Like, it was immediate. Her chest was just sinking in, her little throat, you could see, she immediately. And I was so mad.
I first talked with Lily in 2022. Here she was then, versus now. Finally happy, as healthy as she is able to be, and her family intact. John will soon be exiting the military and they are working to find their way forward. But Lily says they will continue to be haunted by the damage done here.
My prognosis is fair. My doctors don't know how to treat me. They don't know what to do. And I'm only 29. I have 3 kids,
Which brings us to one of their glimmers of hope, the lawsuit against Fort Hood Family Housing. Ryan Reed represents the family. He says the Kellys are just one of more than 100 families with similar claims.
Asked to represent numerous clients who were experiencing everything from insect infestations to repeated water intrusions to pervasive mold growth.
And after years, The Kellys say they are finally at the step where they will get to sit down and detail their excruciating existence to a court.
We have been working through a process to see how we can either arbitrate the claims of families like the Kellys or secure settlements for all of the families we represent.
In a response to the lawsuit from the defendant, i.e. Fort Hood Family Housing, they request the court dismiss the lawsuit as the plaintiff's complaints are hollow. The Kellys say money will not reverse the damage caused, but it will help them get back on their feet and finally close this chapter.
It hasn't been easy. It's been about 5.5 years, actually, of fighting this.
Reporting in Killeen, Madison Herber, KWTX News 10.
Madison did.
The thing that scared me is the longer you breathe in mold and the longer you're exposed to it, the more health issues can arise.
A Saratoga County family having to say goodbye to their home after being exposed to what they say is black mold. The family says they noticed a black substance building up around their air ducts. Now, the Irving family has been living at Bluebird Village apartment for about 2 years, and the family telling News Channel 13 only recently, when they turned on the air conditioning for the first time, they noticed the air quality seemed to be getting worse. The family is hoping the landlord will clean up what they believe is black mold, especially now since they're parents.
We have a 4-month-old, so he's fairly new. You know, we're new parents. We're learning all the ins and outs. We're having fun with it and everything. It's just we didn't know what to look for. You know, we're like, what's that cough and what's that, you know, rash and stuff? Are these things normal? We chose to leave because of the health risks imposed from the mold.
The family is now getting an official inspection to make sure the black substance is black mold. The family is staying at a hotel for the time being, and the apartment complex tells News Channel 13 they declined to comment on this story without the written consent from the tenants. We're also told, generally speaking, whomever causes a black mold situation is responsible for cleaning it up.
This morning, we continue to follow the devastation in Texas. We know more than 100 people have died from flooding there, and disasters may feel unpredictable, but experts say there's a lot we can control before the next flood or storm.
Tamara Starr spoke with a disaster scholar who says the key is prevention. Tamara joins us live now in Albany. Tamara.
Good morning, Chris and Caitlin. And Governor Hochul has already been implementing plans to help strategize and make stronger infrastructure. So whether it's making bridges stronger or even relocating generators, planning ahead of time is the name of the game when it comes to disaster relief. Now, I spoke with a professor from Empire State University who specializes in emergency management, and she says preparing for disaster isn't just FEMA's job. It starts at the local level, from town supervisors to city engineers. Decisions made years in advance determine how well a community can weather the next storm. While FEMA may pay 75% of disaster costs, the federal declaration is approved. Local governments still need to cover the rest. And that's where proactive funding and infrastructure planning come in.
Can't just scapegoat an agency. You also have a role to play in bringing forward projects and trying to convince your constituents, right, that there is actually the need for us to mitigate, because disasters are political. They can make and break someone's political career, and we've seen that.
She also says that communities that don't have any community preparedness in place in their plans can only be left vulnerable for the next natural disaster that hits. Reporting live in Albany, Tamara Starr, News Channel 13.
7 News is on your side, pushing for answers for residents at a Rockville apartment complex. The city finding that the Fields of Rockville not only violated code, but missed a key deadline to make repairs. 7 News' Christian Flores went back out to that apartment complex today to hear from residents and to find out what's next.
I don't really know if it's gotten worse or better. We try to stay away from it as much as possible.
Libby Adams says she does not feel comfortable in her own home after finding this black substance. Her neighbors also sharing images of torrential leaks and even more discoloration. Now, the city of Rockville has fined the complex for missing the repair deadline, which was even extended.
My concern grows daily, to be honest.
This black substance still on the walls over here at the Fields of Rockville. If I sound like a broken record, that's because we were here exactly 2 weeks ago and saw the same thing.
This is an area that my girls played in.
So how did we get here? The city alerted the apartment they were in violation on June 23rd, setting a June 30th deadline for repairs and an air quality test. Then that deadline was extended to July 7th after finding the apartment was taking steps to fix it. That day has come and gone. The city telling 7 News the property did not meet compliance.
Right now, like, the hazards that my family will be exposed to are unknown, and they're not doing what needs to be done.
So what's next? City officials tell 7 News the Fields of Rockville has a compliance period, but if they don't get up to code, they could land in court. Apartment management still has not responded to any of our questions. Adams says she's not holding her breath for a response.
My use of my inhalers and my nebulizers have increased for myself. My youngest is still having problems with her ears. My oldest still is having problems with migraines and stomach aches.
Christian Flores, 7 News.